I think that surprises a lot of people, yeah. Like, I only do shit I actually enjoy. Even though, like, I've got all these followers, I've got accolades and whatever you want to call them, subscribers. At the end of the day, man, I'm just a kid from Glenroy.
Yeah.
All these boys I know that are going to Dubai to live there. And I'm like, bro, I don't want someone to open up the door for me. I want to, like, you know, come out of the door, do shit myself, man. So when you say I am from the North, bro, like, I take full pride in it, man. People are like, oh, you know, why don't you go Nobu, meat, wine and co? And I'm like, bro, I don't want to sit there, eat like my 2 pieces of sushi and a bit of rice. I want to go cutting. I want to go with hairy arms, fucking hair on his chest, saying, brother, you want chili? Like, you know, like, I want the full experience, bro.
On this episode of the Out of Interest podcast, we have Teddy. Round of applause, everybody. Teddy. All right, Teddy. Coming off the back of Alex Pereira's podcast, you're watching it live. How was that experience?
That was good. Big downgrade. That was Alex Pereira then straight to me. But yeah, no, it was good, man. That was an awesome experience. Yeah, like he's very insightful for a guy who shows no emotion.
Yeah.
Like stone cold.
And you're completely opposite to him. You show a lot of emotions.
I show too much emotion, man.
Too much sometimes.
Yeah, of course, man. A bit of everything, but you know, I guess he's a fighter, can't show too much, or else I guess similar to poker in a sense. Whilst for me, you know, if I'm telling a story or making a video, I've got to make people feel some way. Yeah. So whether it's anger, whether it's happiness, whether it's
you met Tyson Fury the other day when you're working with Kayo, I think it was.
Yeah.
He shows a lot of emotions too, and we had him on our podcast, and it was probably one of the most terrifying experiences of my life. Were you terrified when you were interviewing him?
So I was terrified to interview him, but I think like as a guy, like I told him at the end of the interview, I'm like, bro, if you weren't a fighter, be a comedian, man. Like, no, it was just like a funny guy. I think because like he just does it so often, it just makes you feel comfortable. And I think after like the first 2 questions, I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah, same.
This guy's actually all right, man. He's here to have a laugh and everything. You can tell he's here on his own accord. Like he's not here because I'm forced. I've got this obligation. I've got that obligation.
I'm sure he's getting paid for that. That's why.
Yeah, exactly.
Because when he came on our podcast, he sat down, no emotions, man. I'm like, it's GG's for me.
It was quiet when you walked in as well.
Yeah, I was trying to make small talk with him. So I'm like, you know, hey, finding Melbourne. I'm like, okay, I'm shutting up, right? And that's what I did. But as the podcast went, he opened up a lot, and man, he was singing. I think there's like, how many times did he sing, man? It was like 3-4 times. It was going hard.
He did a few jams on the podcast as well.
Yeah,
Oh, wow. It's like more of karaoke than a podcast. Then.
Literally, but it was a very, very good experience. So the Alex Pereira podcast, right? You didn't bring anything for him to sign.
Yeah.
Right. I'm gonna keep rubbing that in your face, because when outside, I'm like, you didn't bring anything to sign, and I'm gonna keep rubbing that in your face. You didn't bring anything to sign.
That's all good, man. I thought about pinching one of these things on the way out. You know, just pocket it and everything. No, I honestly didn't think about it. Like, it was so last minute when like everything popped up. So I was like, you know what? I think there are some experiences that are better off experienced live, and that's it. Let it be. And, you know, so there's always time for souvenirs. You know, the UFC is now coming to Australia more often, which is good. You know, I'm very lucky that I get to work with Kayo Sports, where I do get opportunities to go out and meet the athletes and everything. You know, I might see him, might not see him, so I'll get that opportunity again. Maybe hopefully next time as a light heavyweight champ or something.
100%. Hopefully. Such a nice guy. Hey, look, I wanna talk about Teddy. Right? This Teddy name stuck to you. Where did that nickname come from?
High school, man. So I started off, I was a chubby, I won't say the word fat. I was a chubby kid growing up, you know, just like sitting at home playing video games and everything. And I remember like we're taking a tram to St Kilda, and this, as you do as like a teenager, going to the beach, and there was this lady, she just like randomly comes up to like a bunch of big group of boys. She's like, oh man, you're so cute, like a teddy bear. And we're just like, what the hell? And then it just stuck. And then when I went to make my username, like my real name is Rashid. And it's like, and because I'm Moroccan, so the spelling is a French spelling, so it's R-A-C-H. And I'm like, man, I've had enough of teachers butchering it. I'll just put Teddy. And yeah, man, and that's the username, man. The nickname has stuck. So just chopped off the bear and kept Teddy.
Yeah.
Hey listeners, sorry to hit pause on our amazing chat, but I promise it's for a knockout reason. Our sponsors today, Hijaz Financial Services, Australia's largest Islamic financial services provider in the country, wanted to join the ring today with us And who better to represent them than me? So Ali, it looks like you're ready to knock out some financial hurdles. Just wanted to know, what is your power punch? Thank you for having me, Ali. In fact, our power punch is actually our faith-based approach to financial services. We're committed to providing financial products that are not only robust and competitive, but also aligned with Islamic principles. And I think that's the most important thing that Hijaz offers, ensuring that our clients can also manage their finances without compromising their values. You know, we've seen some tough competitors in the ring. How does Hijaz take on the challenge of traditional finance? That's actually a great question, Ali. And in terms of endurance, our superannuation investments and home finance products are actually designed for the long haul. You know, we assist our clients in making strategic decisions that help their wealth grow steadily over time. Plus, with our knowledgeable team, you know, offering guidance, our clients can confidently navigate their financial journey. Every champ has a secret weapon. What's Hijaz's secret weapon for their clients to win in their financial journey? You know, just like in fighting, technique and strategy are absolutely crucial. You know, we focus on providing financial solutions that are ethical, sustainable, and adhere to Islamic teachings. You know, we avoid investing in industry that harms society or the environment, and our clients absolutely appreciate knowing that their money is being put to good use. Just like our champions in the ring, Hijaz is your champion in the financial arena. Check them out today. But I'm looking at the camera and saying, come on, Ali, let's get back to the podcast. Alright, let's look at Ali. Come on, Ali.
You know, I was saying to you just before outside, like for this crowd and for me specifically, like having you here is more of a wow factor than having Alex. Because I think for us, it's just growing up, there's few people that we looked at in the area, right? It was yourself, Ibiak was another one of them, Sushi Mango. These are people that like we watch growing up, me specifically as well, like being into comedy, like watching your stuff is amazing. So as soon as you walked in, I'm like, yeah, Teddy, I need to meet Teddy right now. But how did you start getting into just, you know, comedy in general? Like where did that social media, you know, making those videos where, was it You Can't Change My Mind?
Yeah.
You know, where did that come from?
So it was during like I think that last belt of lockdowns, pretty much like the 5th or 6th one. I don't know, lost count. We were pretty much, I don't know. All of a sudden I got this itch to make videos, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna, you know, revamp everything. You know, like TikTok and Instagram is massive now. So I'm like, you know what? I'll just get it started. I remember recording like a video, and I was like, no, this is terrible. Just like won't upload it. Yeah. And then the second video I uploaded, it was like, I think it was like money launder, like businesses that are money laundering. 100%.
Red Rooster.
And you can't change my mind. Yeah, exactly. Red Rooster, exactly. Red Rooster, Super Dry, the lot.
Yeah.
Donut King, all of them.
Donut King, yeah.
No one is Donut King, bro. And no one can convince me, man. And like, I started off that video with You Can't Change My Mind. Yeah. Then I made a video after that. So that went viral, I guess, for the time. Like when you don't make videos and like you get, like you put up one video and it gets 5,000 views. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going viral. Yeah. So, that went like semi-viral, and that line was by accident, right? Because I just said it as a joke. Yeah. Then I made a second video and it didn't have that line. And people were like, oh, where's your signature line? And it just stuck. Yeah, man. So just started making videos, and I guess I'm a very feedback-oriented person. Yeah. As, you know, like as the more videos I made, people were like, nah, talk about this, nah, talk about that. Yeah. And then I just kept going, and you know, it's almost now 2 years of doing it, man.
Yeah. I feel like you've been around for a lot longer, haven't you?
So when I was 18, 19, I made videos on YouTube initially. That was like a 1.5 year run. Yeah. With the Janoskins and everything like that. Yeah. And then I took like an 8 or 9 year break, man.
That's just really.
It's weird because like looking back at the time, like at that moment where I made that conscious decision to quit like YouTube or making any content, I was like, right, like I just wanted to live a normal life and just like really, you know, like study, do what all my mates were doing. Yeah. Because at the time, like YouTube was huge, and like when you're 18, you don't know, like probably most of the people here can remember when they were like 17, 18. Yeah. You don't even know what you want, what you don't want. Yeah. And I'm just like, you know what, this is a bit overwhelming. And then you've always got like family, right? We all come from an ethnic background. My parents are, it's not going to last forever. You know, like get a real job.
Yeah.
Even though I was getting paid by YouTube and everything, they're like, yeah, no, you should get a real job
Mm.
and do that. And like, I think I just succumbed to the pressure.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, you know what? I should just live a normal life and everything. And the first 6 months was hard because imagine just going back to like to study or to work, and everyone's like, bro, you've got like 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. What are you doing here?
Mm.
And it's like, yeah, you know what? I just kept taking those punches for the first
Yeah.
6 months.
Yeah.
Then people just get over it.
And then you went on that fitness journey for then. Was that during that time?
Yeah, during that
Yeah,
time,
yeah.
man. So I think like one of the first things, like once I stopped making videos, I was like, all right, cool. What am I not happy with? What
Yeah.
can I work on? And I just remember like every time I'd wake up, go into the bathroom to get changed, I'm like, bro, like I wouldn't be happy looking at myself in the mirror.
Yeah.
So I'm like, fuck, you know what? I got to lose some weight.
Yeah.
Let me sign up to a gym. And that's where the fitness journey started.
Yeah. Yeah. How's that?
Yeah, really, really good, man. You know, I ended up even competing in men's physique.
Oh wow.
So, you know, getting the fake tan on and everything.
Yeah.
So
You
I was-
posted just sorry, you just posted that you wouldn't do it again. Like it was a good achievement, but you wouldn't do it again. I just saw it.
It's
on
just
your
a
story.
bucket list thing, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, like sometimes you're surrounded by those by the people that are encouraging you to do that.
Yeah.
And you just end up doing it because everyone is telling you to do it.
Yeah.
And as you can see, probably like as the pattern in my life is just like succumbing to peer pressure.
Yeah.
So I was working at a gym at the time. All the guys that I was hanging around with, training with, they're like, oh, you know, we're competing. And I'm like, you know what? I'll give it a crack.
Mm.
And it was like the hardest like 20 weeks of my life, man.
Oh wow.
Well,
Yeah,
what'd
like
you do?
just
What'd you do?
dieting, training, like that's all. Like when that's all the focus is, you've got no time for socializing. Bro, ethnic parents don't understand. Like, oh, you know, I can't eat your food. You know, I'm just
Yeah.
dieting to get absolutely shredded for competition. And like my mum would like make like lasagna or butter chicken, and she'd be like, "Oh no, it's got protein. You should eat it." And I'm like, "It's not how it works, man. You want to get shredded, you got to eat like very, you know, regimented and everything." But it taught me discipline, and obviously that's sort of carried over into other aspects of my life. Like, you know, me making videos, I've got, you know, I know I've got to make 2-3 videos a week, so that discipline is sort of carried over.
Yeah.
And it's carried over in work and other aspects of my life
Do
as
you
well.
have a real job?
I left my last job, man. I was in the fitness industry, so I've been in the
Right.
fitness industry since I was like 22, 23. So I was a manager at Derma Gym.
Okay.
Yeah, man,
Which
left about a
gym?
month ago. Coolaroo.
Coolaroo,
The
yeah,
last,
yeah.
the last year and a
Yeah.
half.
So you
So
just
That's where
full-time-
all the boys are from.
yeah, that's it, man. So
Well,
yeah, a year and a half
full-time-
there. It was
full-time
fell
just
off 5
online.
years. Yeah, now it's just
Jokes
full
though.
time, man. Just making videos, having a laugh, and
So-
yeah,
Kayo must be paying you well.
not enough. Nah, no, honestly, like they're sort of like the first company that believed in the vision.
Yeah.
Because, like you meet people and you meet companies and they're sort of like, oh, you know, you're just a TikToker, just make videos, just make us a funny video, we'll give you $1,000 or $2,000. And it's like, man, I don't want to just take any easy money or anything like that. Or like the offers that I get will be like, oh, you know, advertise our massage gun, we'll give you X amount. And I'm like, no one's going to buy a massage gun, see my hairy leg, tick, 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 tick. Yeah, make sure you buy this, my massage gun.
Hey, you'd be
Use
surprised,
my
man.
discount code and everything. Maybe you will, but
All my-
you know, so yeah, they believed in the vision from the start. You know, the team there, shout out to them. They're always like, oh, you know, like you're funny, like you could do very well. And you know, like when you grow up, especially in our area, it's almost like, nah, you know, if you're not a tradie, you're not this. Anything creative is frowned upon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, you know, probably if you told your family you're doing a podcast, like without doing everything else, they'll be like, you're crazy.
Yeah.
How can you get
Yeah.
paid
Yeah.
by talking into a microphone?
Yeah.
But lucky for me, you know, I've got a partner, my wife, who believed in the vision, Kayo, you know, who's backed me, and I'll back them. So
Yeah.
and they
Now,
backed me enough to be able to leave my
Take
job.
us way back.
Okay.
When you first started your videos.
Yeah.
You were in your bedroom,
Okay.
like a potato camera,
Yep.
and you were just ranting. Where did that vision come from for you?
So I think the first initial part was, I think everyone here is familiar with Superwog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember like watching Superwog and being like, bro, like this is funny. This is more like me
Yeah.
than like most American YouTubers that I used to watch growing up.
Yeah.
Or like now, for example, like Beta Squad and everything. Like it's
Yeah.
funny, but is it like you? Probably not. You
Yeah.
know,
It's
it's
not
not very
relatable.
straight. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like it's some aspects of it are
Yeah.
relatable, but not entirely. So not something like from the area. So I was like, you know, Superwog is funny, but there isn't like an individual. Like everyone just like, oh, you know, I like the dad more. Or I like, you know, I like them when they're Aussie, and I like them when they're like this. And I'm like, you know what? I reckon I can do something better. So I remember taking my 2 best mates at the time. We went to La Porqueta in Broadmeadows, as we're all important work meetings are. And we just sat down, and I'm just like, so boys, I'm gonna start doing YouTube videos. I want you boys to be on board. And they're like, yeah, sounds good. Are we allowed to swear?
We'll beep it out.
Okay, cool. And then like after like 10 minutes into eating, they're like, oh, what if someone comments and says, oh, look at these f***its? And I'm just like,
When you
all
say
right.
swear, I didn't expect that one.
Yeah. No. Obviously, a word that no one would say. And then I was just like caught completely off guard, and I'm just like, oh, well, like, so be it, man. It's like the internet, you know, like, but then again, I've been an avid consumer of YouTube for a long time. I just knew it just came with the game. And I'm like, so be it. And they're like, nah, I can't take that. Like, I sort of can't live my life knowing some random on the internet commented calling me that. And I'm like, all right, cool. And then the second guy was like, at the time, nah, yeah, me too. I'm like, all right, cool, don't worry about it. I remember working that week, Saturday, Sunday, so I was working at Macca's. I think my pay for that time was like $90. I took that $90, I went to MSY in Pascoe, grabbed the webcam, and I took it home. And my parents are like, why'd you buy a webcam?
Like, what's going on here, man?
No, back then, man, I was like, oh, you know, maybe be a cam girl or something like, no. I was like, all right, I'm gonna make videos, and they're like, oh yeah, that's cute, you know, have fun. Like thinking like I'm just gonna like do something like silly for myself and like whatever. Little did they know it was going up on YouTube. And yeah, man, I remember like there was this block where like 1 hour of my family just not home, and like my mum was finishing work, she was gonna be home at 4. My sisters were out, and my dad was out, and I was like, so I've got this 1 hour, I've just got to knock out a video. And I remember working at Macca's at the time, and my first ever video was Facebook rant. It was just about ranting about Facebook. And I remember working a shift at Macca's, and all the boys are talking, and we're like, man, you know, like, bro, like these people are cringe on Facebook, they do this, they do that. And I'm like, yeah, man, it's true. And then one of the boys is like, oh, you know, like if you're going to do your videos, why don't you do it about it? Actually, I dare you to do it. And I'm like, you know what, that's a good idea. And they just laughed and thought like nothing will happen. And so I ended up going home, having that 1 hour block, ended up making it.
Yeah.
And then like, I've always been successful in media in terms of like, I'll get like D's and C's in every other subject, but in media, always an A student.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why.
Yeah.
Just everything
You just
about
rock
it.
up, you get an A, don't you, for media?
No. There was like I was
Give him
like
some
above
credit.
and beyond. Yeah, far out, man. How much are my parents paying you, bro? Fuck. Probably good enough to have this set up. Jeez. No. Anyways, so stop. Yeah, and just ended up like learning movie maker in media class. Like, I actually took it serious, but whilst everyone else just rocked up and got their C's and whatever. Put the video together and bro, didn't even think about it. Just uploaded it onto YouTube, shared it on my Facebook, and just left it.
Yeah.
And you know, got like a couple hundred views. I had like 400 or 500 friends on Facebook. So I was like, you know, 200 views, you know, sounds about right. You know, just the shock factor of this guy uploaded that we know uploaded a video. And then I woke up next morning, it was on like 2,000 views. And I'm like, oh, that's strange. All right, cool. Must have been shared around. And I remember catching the bus to Northland. And this, yeah, exactly, man. True northern suburbs tale. Gets to Northland, and this guy comes up to me. He's like, oh, you're that guy that made the Facebook rant. And I'm like, sorry? He's like, oh, I've got to get a photo with you.
Oh, damn.
She's like, well, with me? He's like, yeah. Get a photo with him. And I'm like, oh, whatever. I go back home. I'm on the bus. I'm on Bell Street, and I cop a phone call from my friend. And he's like, oh, bro, guess what? I'm like, what? He's like, you won't believe it. I'm like, what? He's like, you're on the front page of YouTube. So at the time, obviously not as saturated as it is now, but all you have to do is get like 3,000 views, and you're on the front page of YouTube as most viewed for the week. So they'll have you featured for like 7 days.
Yeah.
And it just blew up. 2,000 turned to 9,000, 9,000 turned to 10,000, and just compounded over time. And then I was just like, oh, wow. And then like all the comments were just like really good feedback.
And it just kind of pumped you up too.
And I was just like, you know what? I got to keep doing this.
Yeah.
And like I was getting phone calls from my friends like saying, oh, man, me and my mates, me and the boys are watching it. It was funny. And that's it, man. It just kind of...
Did those two mates come back? I'm like, nah, Ted, we want to jump back on.
Nah. I think like they sort of like supported in the background, but never really... Because I think the good thing about making content is... It's not for everyone, not everyone can jump in front of a camera, and I understand it, and I probably understood it at a very young age.
Yeah.
So man, not everyone can jump in front of a camera and act or talk and everything like that. So I just, you know, respected their decision.
Are they still your friends?
No, not at the moment.
damn.
Like outgrown.
Right.
I think like after high school, you just realize like a lot of people in high school were just your friends because of convenience.
Yeah,
Like you guys happen to be in the same
Yeah,
place from 9 to 3.
Yeah.
That's why you guys are mates.
Yeah.
And after high school, I just left. And
So how did you
man.
come up with your jokes or your rants? What was the thought process behind it? Was it planned out, or you just turn on your webcam and just go for it?
Turn on my webcam and just like freestyle like whatever came out. Like I just have my topics. like, all right, cool, this is what I'm going to talk about, A, B, C, D. And I always knew like about 3 or 4 points is like enough because you got to make part 2, part 3 at the time. And I was just like, cool, I'll just do 1, 2, 3, 4 and just make sure they hit every single time. It's all about delivery as well. So but it was majority freestyle. Like I just have like, oh, you know, I'm going to talk about bottles of water. Cool. This is, and then I'll just open the webcam and go hard and then edit out whatever I don't want in there.
Do you think your jokes back then can be appropriate now?
Probably about like 80% would be appropriate. The other 20% probably borderline cancellation.
Have you watered down your comedy then? Like now when you make videos?
Yeah, of course, because I'm very conscious of like, I know now I've got daughters, I've got a wife.
True,
like effect. There's a drip effect in the sense of it doesn't just affect me. I guess that comes with age as well. That was the best thing about taking the gap between YouTube and now is the fact that, all right, cool, I've realized that my actions don't just affect me, they affect everyone around me. If we happen to be in the same workplace, it's going to affect my colleagues as well. It's going to affect my parents because like, bro, when I was making YouTube videos, as I was saying earlier, you know, people coming up to my parents and saying, man, your son is hilarious, can I take a photo with you? And like as an 18-year-old, you don't realize like it trickles down into everyone else. Whilst now I'm very conscious of that, and especially I've got 2 kids. Last thing I want is someone to roll up and show them a video and it's just me mouthing off, right? But if it's like a bit more conscious and, you know, of course, like being from the northern suburbs, there is already that stereotype, so I don't want to feed into it even more.
What was the reaction from your parents initially? They're probably just like, what are you doing, man?
No, they were just like, well, like they just didn't understand it, right? Like just typical ethnic parents, like they just don't understand it. And like when I was young, I thought they were just being haters. Like, right, like, you know, like, yeah, man, you guys are not supportive. But now I look back, man, they just didn't understand it. You know, they grew up in an era where there was no internet, there was no virality, there was none of that. They just didn't understand it, and I guess it's on me to educate them, like, hey, this is the way it is. And the conversation a month ago about me leaving my job, my parents were like, you're crazy. And I'm just like, nah, like, I wouldn't leave a job for no reason, right? Because I know
kids, man. You can't
I've got kids, I've got a wife, and also like a responsibility on myself, like a duty to provide for them and for myself. So, you know, like, and bro, like, I got to a point I was just too busy for work in a good way. Right, like other opportunities coming up, and like this would come up, and I'd be like, "Oh, nah, work." And I was like, you know what? What would I rather do a podcast and meet Alex Pereira and the team, or just work
us, man.
9 to 5? The team, man, everyone, man.
What's going on here? But you've had a break from your YouTube days, and then you've done this massive revival, right? And then Teddy started popping out left, right, and center again. What made you get back into it?
Just the itch to be creative, honestly. Like you know, when you do gym for so long, it's such a mundane sport, like it's so, the autonomy is there, like training, dieting and everything. That didn't excite me as much anymore. So I was like, it was locked down, there was no gyms, and I just had like, man, honestly, a bit of it was going on consuming TikTok and Instagram and being like, bro, like these people are shit, man. I could do this better.
So I'm an OG, man. I can do this.
I'm not even being an OG. I was just like, you know, no disrespect to them, because like now in hindsight, I realize like TikTok, like people just come and go. No disrespect to them, because they come and go, right? Like they're just, I feel like making a TikTok. Yeah, let me dance and put this out there, and then it goes viral, and that's it. Whilst me, I was like, man, if I do this, I'm going like pedal to the metal, like just going all in. So you know, I did the first 2-3 videos. The feedback was good. Just like the first time, you know, you pick up patterns, and then you just got to stay consistent along the way. And here I am a couple of years later, you know, fortunately for me, because at the start I was very like, oh no, you know, I just do this for fun. That's it. Whilst now it's like, nah, I actually enjoy this stuff. I'm obsessed about putting videos together, you know, getting an idea up here and putting it out. You know, like yesterday on my Q&A, someone asked me like, how long from an idea to a video? And it's like, once I thought about it, it's like an hour and a half just to make a 1-minute video. And you know, it's no coincidence they get the views they do, because no one sees the behind the scenes. No one sees me, you know, like at home with my daughter jumping on my back whilst I'm trying to edit a video. Everyone just sees the 1 minute, the glory, people coming up to me like, oh man, you got this many followers, you're a celebrity now. And I'm like, bro, don't discount anything to luck, celebrity followers or anything like that, man. I work my ass off, bro. And it's, you know, it's no coincidence. Like, you know, I've done it before, I've done it again. And if I was to leave this building and all of it falls apart, I know I could do it again in the future.
So right now your comedy is a bit more structured, right? I'm assuming you don't have free for all in the car. You come out more planned, as you mentioned. So what is your current thought process of coming up with your jokes? So how did you come up with this, the money laundering one? Like how did you just come up with that on the spot?
It was honestly, it was just like every time I'd go shopping centres, I'd see super dry, dead and empty. Every time I drive past Mickleham Road, the Red Rooster, bro, there's not one car parked there. And what happened was there was a souvlaki shop there, Souvlaki Hut, and that's like open and gone. But Red Rooster's still alive
Still there, yeah.
and it's still going. And I was just like, man, nah, got to note this down. Like an idea is just too good. And I've always enjoyed writing, whatever comes to mind, journaling and everything like that. And I just wrote it down and I'm just like, you know what, I'm just going to pop out this video, put it together. And whatever, I just put it up. It is what it is. You know, I'm like making content. Like everyone in here is a content creator to an extent. Right? And I just put it out there and the feedback was good. So,
So where did the thing come to record it in the car?
I've got kids, man. I can't record at home.
So it just
yeah,
became
you
a
know,
thing
like
like that.
honestly, if I didn't have kids, I'd be recording in my bedroom. If I was like still living at home, I'd go back to that same bedroom and record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like everyone like tries to, you know, nah, if it's not a $10,000 microphone and like $10,000 camera and a studio like world class and everything, it's like, bro, people don't care about presentation. You can work on that as you go along, but getting good content out, that's very rare. You know, getting an idea that, you know, God has put into your brain, then it's worthy enough of bringing out. Yeah. If you think of doing a good thing, just do it, because chances are it came to you because, you know, it's someone's prayers being answered through you. And, you know, like for me, I just put out videos to bring joy to the world, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, maybe that was my calling at the time to, you know, maybe the one person that happened to come across that video out of the 100 people who watched it was having a bad day, and that could have changed their perspective on their or outlook on life, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you practice your jokes on your wife?
No. Nah.
So you just
Nah.
chuck it on.
Nah,
I'll
man,
tell
just
you
chuck
about
it
Red
on.
Rooster.
Look, man, let me tell you, I've got a really good idea. Red Rooster? It's bullshit. Honestly, I'll put the video together. I'll send it to her. We've got two very different senses of humor, man.
Yeah.
So if I find the funny and she finds it funny, it's a good video.
Right.
If I find the funny and she doesn't find it funny, maybe there's got to be some adjustments
Is she
made.
more serious?
Nah, man, she laughs at dumb shit, bro. I'm the one that's more serious. Like, you know, she's got that very like, just the stuff that she laughs at is like very different to what I find funny. Like she'll send me stuff and be like, man, this is absolutely hilarious. And I'm just like, I look like Alex Pereira. Like, when's the funny part? Yeah. When's the funny part? When's the funny part meant to come? Where's the punchline?
Yeah.
So maybe that's why the videos work out so well, because it's just two different dynamic and everything.
Yeah.
So instead of having a team, I've just got my partner, man.
So do you edit the videos?
Edit the videos, I record, edit, I do everything, man.
That's
I don't have a team, nothing.
No.
As you can see, I rocked up by myself.
It's one man
You know,
army.
one man army, and like I hope to keep it that way. Unless it's something that's more sophisticated, then obviously you need a team.
So why aren't you doing stand up?
That was the plan, man. Honestly, the plan is to do a live show this year. However, a few things have sort of come up. Alex Pereira being one of them. No, I'm not even joking.
Okay.
Like, like I was meant to have a show, and then like, you know, the people that I'm meant to do a show with are like, oh, nah, this person's coming out, so we actually can't facilitate to this, facilitate to that. I'm like, all right, cool, man. I'm in no rush. You know, like if anything, man, like I'm just sharpening my axe.
Yeah.
So when it just comes to the stage, it's, you know, it'll
Did you
everything
start
will be
writing your
sharp.
jokes?
Yeah, man, I'm always writing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and honestly, like my aim when I make videos is to make them timeless.
Yeah.
You know, the way I see it is like 50 Cent in the club, the song. Whether
It's
you heard
timeless,
it then, you hear it now, you know, people still rap to it, still sing to it, dance to it and everything.
Yeah.
So every video I make, especially the ones that really go off, I want them to be timeless pieces. I don't want to be known as that, oh yeah, you're that guy who made that one video 5 years ago and
Yeah.
cool, that's
Yeah.
it.
Because if you need advice in stand up,
Yeah, you can come to me.
he's
That's it.
No. So I pursued it.
Yeah.
I did 2 gigs. The difference is like with yourself, for example, or even EB, right? You guys have a following, right? So if you were to do a show, you've got your crowd coming. So with myself and Reza, we went, and obviously this is just a white crowd, right? And we've got an ethnic humor. First one went okay, but I forgot my set. The second time, zero laughs, and it was right at the end, and I just walked off and I was like, yeah, this is terrible, man. I looked at Reza, I was like, yeah, I'm never doing this again, man. Yeah, it's tough.
I think bombing at any show would be humbling.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, that's why if I was to do it, man, I'd just do a private show for the people that, not a webcam one, just an actual private show. I get like people in,
Hairy legs in that
stand up.
massage gun.
Yeah. Hey, man, I could be a pioneer of that division, man. Yeah, no, just like get something a little more private in the sense of like, cool, these are the
Yeah.
tickets, come out and buy it,
100%,
come out, support the show and everything, and just make it more, I guess, cater to that crowd, right?
Yeah,
Like you said, you know, I couldn't see myself performing at a pub in Fitzroy or something like that.
That's what I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the
Nah.
worst thing ever.
Credit to you, man.
Yeah, no, I
I,
never
I wouldn't be able to do that, man.
Yeah.
And if anything, if I don't do stand up, like, it's not the end of the world for me, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, I'll probably rather fight
Yeah.
than do like a stand up. I genuinely don't care. Like, for me, my passion's in content
Yeah.
and putting pieces of content together for the internet. if
So
anything.
it's not like the passion is making people laugh. It's more so just doing anything creative. Is that what
Yeah,
it is?
pretty much, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, I don't think people understand when I say, like, I enjoy the process more than I enjoy getting, like, oh, bro, you're so funny.
Really?
Yeah, honestly,
Okay.
I just enjoy the process so much of
Yeah.
putting videos together, editing it,
Mm.
hustle bustle of turning an idea into a video. Like, everyone just thinks, like, oh, you know, like, oh, you're funny. It's like,
Mm.
that's great. However, the process,
process,
is
yeah.
more important than the destination for
Yeah.
me. And I think maybe that's why I'm not as excited to do a show. Or, like,
Fair
not
enough.
as keen.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Because I could have just turned around and be like, all right, cool, man, I'll just go to the pub in Fitzroy.
Mm.
I'm happy to wait it out.
Yeah.
So that way, when that time does come, that 1 hour or 45 minute is lean and ready to go.
Very- yeah.
Yeah.
Are there specific comedians or acts on TikTok that you get inspired by? Or is you just like a man that you just
Nah,
love
man,
yourself and you just want to do
bro,
things yourself?
honestly, to answer your question, like with TikTok, especially and Instagram, my aim is to be a trailblazer, yeah? Like, light up my own path and
yeah.
everything like that. No one can look at my videos and be like, oh, you know, you sound like that guy.
Mm.
Nah. Like, I'd rather be the one getting tagged, being like, oh, man, you sound like Teddy,
Mm.
if anything, you know? My motto,
Yeah.
and this is like, I always say this to my wife, and I'm like, you know, my aim is to always be like Nike. You
Mm.
know, you go to Nike and Adidas and Puma stores, everything just looks like a second tier of Nike,
Mm.
right? So I'm just like, you know what, I'll just trailblaze, do my own thing, and then whatever, man. Like, your content attracts this tribe anyway,
Mm.
so people will gravitate towards that. And if there are people that are into like silly TikToks, man, cool, they can go watch it.
Mm.
You know, I've had people come up to me and they're like, I just don't find your videos funny. And I'm just like, yeah, cool, man. Apples and pears, bro. I love
Yeah.
apples. I don't like pears. It doesn't
Yeah.
mean I hate
Yeah.
I hate pears. I just don't like it. I'm not a
Yeah.
fan. So it is what it is. Comedians, Dave Chappelle. He's my goat.
Mm.
So Dave Chappelle is absolutely
There is-
hilarious.
Yeah.
The goat, man.
I
yeah,
don't find him funny.
that's it.
I don't find him
You
funny.
Yeah, man.
relax.
I don't find him funny. I don't know why.
It's Dave Chappelle, man.
I don't know. It's just different cup of tea, you know?
No,
It's
he's-
apple and pears, you know?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Apple
You know,
and
fair
pears.
enough.
That's
yeah,
it, man.
yeah.
Some people like Coca-Cola. Some people like Fanta.
Yeah.
likes Fanta?
Pepsi Max, you mentioned.
Pe-
Yeah.
Pepsi Max,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
That's
Go
where it's at, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pepsi Max needs to sponsor this. I think Kayo needs to sponsor this. Pepsi Max. Who else needs to sponsor
Oh
this?
man, I'm expecting a fat check on the way out, man. Pay for
Alright,
the
there's a-
parking meter.
I was just gonna say that. I paid my parking. Are you working on any like collaborations?
Do you mean like directly with
Yeah, with
content
your,
creators
yeah,
or
content creators,
brands?
yeah, yeah.
Or
Because like me specifically, I follow a lot of your content, Ibi and Sushi Mango, in Australia. I
Yeah.
follow you guys heavily. So you guys haven't done anything, right? You and Ibi, apart from the podcasts. one of them.
podcasts only because like it's two very different. Like, as much as like in theory and on paper it looks awesome, like get two superstars together and everything and do
Yeah.
everything. It was just two very different types of sense of humor. You know, like
Wow,
his sense of
okay.
humor is like, I mean, more I think topic subject matter as well.
Mm.
His more is like, you know, relationships and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
Bro, if I'm here talking about like, oh, you know, this is a red flag in a girl, people be like, bro, shut up, man, you're married.
Your
You got
wife's
kids,
gonna be
bro.
like, "Hey, what's
Like,
going on here,
well,
man?"
how do you know these red flags in girls? You know, like.
Yeah, fair enough.
So if you know there are certain things that he talks about, which you know it's not my forte, and things that I
Yeah.
talk about like parenthood and coffee that is just like nah, like if he spoke about it, it'd be like, whoa,
Fair
what are you on
enough,
about?
yeah,
So
yeah.
it'd be awesome. You know, I
Mm.
love him, top bloke
Yeah.
and everything. But you know, maybe in the future, once
Yeah.
he sort of you know gets married, has kids, there
Yeah.
could be more of like a shared
Like a
sense
more-
of humor.
yeah.
Yeah, I think like your personality develops in different points of your life, right?
Mm.
You know, 21-year-old me or 23-year-old or even 18-year-old me making videos, and me now, I look back at my old videos and I cringe, man. It's like, man,
Oh,
this,
yeah.
what, man, this is
Yeah.
such a kid. But if you don't look back and cringe, man, then you haven't grown.
Do you think
Yeah.
he looks like Ibi?
No. Yes and no. Not really.
This is Ibi, actually.
Takes off the wig and the hat. Oh, bro, what are you trying to say?
We've got a he's not here, but he sent us a photo just as you're walking around. He's like, man, this guy looks like Teddy, and and we thought like the resemblance is a little bit uncanny.
Whoa.
Can you get a shot of that?
Can you zoom into that?
It's like an LD version of me, man.
Yeah, which version?
The wish version, as they
Wish
usually say.
version. Yeah.
Sheen.
But yeah, so with Kayo, you reached out to Kayo, Kayo reached out to you.
They reached out to me, and honestly, it was like I wasn't even meant to go to the meeting. Yeah, it was
wow.
like what happened was Darren. Shout out to Darren. Still work with him till this day. He reached out. I was like, man, I love your content. I work for Kayo. I'd just love to catch up. He's like, we'll go to a basketball game, and I'm like, yeah, sweet, man. Whenever you come, and bro, like most of these people that work for big companies are like, yeah, we'll catch up, we'll link up, and like they just never reach out again. And I've just become used to it, right? And I'm just like, yeah, cool, man. When that happens, it happens. And then like he messaged me like 3 days before, and he's like, oh yeah, still down for the basketball game. I'm like, yeah, cool. And then gets to the day, and I remember like training and coming back home to my wife, and I'm just like, man, I can't be stuffed going to the basketball. She's like, no, go. You never know what will come out of it. You know, good conversation and everything. And I'm like, you know what? I'll go to the basketball game. And yeah, man, we ended up having a chat about the basketball, like to do something with the NBL. And I'm like, yeah, that could be something. But it was like the season, season was ending that game.
Right.
It was like just before the finals. And I'm just like, yeah, when that opportunity comes up, just let me know and we'll go from there. Didn't hear a thing. And then like 3 months later, they're like, oh, can you come Sydney in 2 days? And I'm like, sure, why? Like, oh, Alex Volkanovski's fight. We want you to do some content with him. And then, yeah, man, from there, from there, it just blossomed. And it's funny because, like, Alex Volkanovski watches my videos. So does his wife and everything. Yeah, exactly, man.
On TikTok?
Yeah, pretty much, man. Come across it. And, yeah, and then, like, I shocked him by rocking up to his gym. And, yeah, like, he shocked me because, like, he's, arguably the GOAT. Of course, man, I almost fainted, bro. I was like, whoa, Alex Volkanovski, man. And like, obviously just being Aussie, he's got that similar sense of humor and everything. And it was just like, bro, such a down to earth bloke and everything. And yeah, and then since then, man, we've just linked up with Kayo, man. I've got their back, they've got my back. And yeah, man, hopefully we can keep that going, man.
UFC's coming to Sydney.
Definitely, man. They've signed a 3-year deal, man.
Do some stuff there?
I hope so. It would be awesome. I guess it just depends on the card as well. Any opportunity I'm happy to take, especially UFC, no limit boxing. I was there like with Tyson Fury and all of them. No limit boxing, anything with them too, I'm always happy to work with and work on. And anything like that's challenging, that's not in my car, I'm just like, you know what,
why not?
Go ahead, give it a shot.
What car do you drive?
I drive a Mazda.
I've always been curious. I'm like, what car is that?
No. That's why I never mentioned Mazdas. Just a Mazda, man. Just
a normal mum car.
Yeah, pretty much normal dad car. Get it right.
Hey. You must square it up, man.
Man. Don't be disrespecting my Mazdas like that, man.
I have a Mazda too. It's completely fine.
Oh, beautiful.
It's fine.
What Mazda?
CX-30.
That's a mum's car, man. Fuck.
Going on.
Dropping off the kids after this, man.
We have 2 gloves here if you wanna go at it. Because I feel like it's like a Mazda fight going on here. Has there been a video that you've got backlash on?
I think like one of my first few videos, I made a video and it just like rubbed people the wrong way.
Right.
Do you remember what it's about?
I think it was about like people copying like UK culture and UK slang here.
Oh my! That's actually a pet peeve.
That's a pet peeve? It was for me, but the internet didn't take it too well.
Yeah.
So there was that, and I think there was a video as well about drill. That's where it started, about like Australian rap, just carbon copying
drill.
UK drill. And I was just like, man, like you guys come from a good home. If you don't work, you get Centrelink. You live a good life, man. You don't be rapping about shivs and shanks and all of this stuff. And then I remember just copping like 300,000 views and like 3,000 comments, and like 1,000 of the comments were just like, when we catch you in the streets.
Oh damn!
And I'm like, man, lucky I'm not in the streets.
I'm in my car, man.
I'm in my car, man. Press the lock button. That's it. Yeah, exactly, man. As soon as I see the Pascoe Road sign, just lock it. Just like a couple of videos like that where it's just like rubs people the wrong way.
Yeah.
But I've learned not to take it personally. It's more like one of those things where you could have a bad day, your boss has gone off at you, you open up and the first thing you see is my head yelling into the camera. And they just project that commentary straight to me, and I'm just like, all right, cool, man.
Did that affect you in a mental way?
at the start, I was sort of like, oh, you know, oh man, these people, you know, they're, and now I'm just like, whatever, bro. Like, it is what it is,
You
man.
can't
It just
please
comes with,
everyone.
you can't
Yeah,
please everyone,
yeah.
man. Honestly, and bro, it's not worth it. You know, they say a 60-second impression of you. They're basing their whole like comment on that 60-second of you, and I'm multifaceted, you know.
Was this when you were married? This-
Yeah.
Did
All
you
of us
get
are married.
worried that, man, these idiots might do something to my kids? Nothing.
No.
Right.
No, I don't think anyone's crazy enough to do something. Like, you'd have
You
to do
never know
something
though
fairly
in
bad.
this day and age.
You never know, but also don't put myself in those positions, yeah.
Right.
You gotta be smart.
It's
yeah.
like when people are like, oh, you know, like you've got all these followers, oh, you know, oh, do you get girls messaging you? And I'm like,
Do you?
no, I don't. You know,
don't?
like, no, I
That's
don't,
the
man.
biggest
And I
error
think,
rate if I've
yeah,
ever
like,
heard one.
you know, like, right, like I've got like X amount of followers, and like people just think like, oh, girls are just falling from the sky, and it's like, nah, man. You know, sometimes you know, it also depends how you present yourself.
Yeah.
How you present
Mm.
yourself is what you're going to attract.
Yeah.
People know I'm married. People know I've got kids.
Yeah.
You know, my videos about parenting.
Yeah.
And you know, if anyone sort of like tries to shoot their shot, I'm just like, oh, I wouldn't even entertain it. You know, you look silly, man.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. So
Desperate.
Does
yeah,
your wife
very
audit?
desperate.
Does your wife audit your phone just in case?
I mean, she's more than welcome
Yeah.
to, but yeah, no, it doesn't have to. I mean, if she wants to, she can. But this is just guys asking me about protein and stuff like that. A pre-workout.
So, are you
That's all
juiced,
the reviews for. Oh, bro, you met Alex Pereira, man. How was that?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Tyson Fury. Honestly, it's just mainly like guy talk or you know, just feedback. Like people just show love.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
you get some idiots just commenting or sometimes DMing just like out of pocket shit.
Mm.
And then like I just let it sit for like
What
12
would
to
they
24
say?
hours.
What would they say?
Oh man, all you do is you know, like, man, make videos yelling and thing. Why don't you do something more productive? And like I just let it marinate for like 12 to 24 hours. And then like I'll go on their profile and see like they've got a family, and I'll just be like, man, Mrs. Make you sleep on the couch or something. And then they're like, oh
Damn,
nah,
bro.
sorry man, I was just having a bad day.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like it goes to show, like most people when they write a comment, they don't even think about it, yeah, or they think you're not gonna see it anyway. But
Yeah.
you know, like in most cases, I'm just, you know, I feel sorry for him, man.
Mm.
Honestly, I don't think there's been anything on the internet that's triggered me that bad to
Yeah.
think like, no, I gotta write a comment about this. You know, sometimes I look at like, for example, Channel 7 on Facebook. Look at their comment section. You're like, but how do you have the time to sit there and write and
just
think?
breathe for a second.
Yeah, just breathe or
Yeah.
just scroll.
Yeah.
Just scroll, exit it or
Yeah.
like whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So you interact with them though.
Yeah, I interact with everyone, man. I like my strike rate with DMs. I think is like 95% of DMs I
That's awesome.
Oh, wow,
responded
okay.
to, and I respond them to them all myself.
So you,
Nice.
when I got a response by you, I thought I was special. I'm like, damn, man, you responded.
No, I respond to everyone. Put it this way, man. If you make the time a day to message me, like the least I could do is sort of respond back.
Yeah. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
It's very
Yeah.
nice.
and it's like, you know, it takes balls to message anyone, yeah, like
Yeah,
especially
yeah.
a complete stranger, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, some people open up like really like, oh, you know, I was on the verge of doing X, Y, Z, but you know, like your videos, like, you know, always put me in a good
Yeah.
mood, and I'm just like, cool, man. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
No, your
that
videos
means
are
a lot to
solid,
me.
man.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just-
Thanks, man.
This is what is
Yeah.
he gonna say this time? Well,
Yeah.
what's coming up? What's coming up this week? Or
Oh
next
no,
week?
this week is just a break, man. Honestly, like I'm a bit burnt out
Right.
with just like a lot of stuff with like the boxing and everything. That's
Yeah.
tedious. Every time I've got like these events on of like UFC, boxing and everything, I always take like 2 or 3 days just to do shit that I enjoy, like podcasts.
Yeah.
You know, to go out with the girls, have a laugh, you know, kick back with the boys, watch a bit of footy.
Yeah.
That's it, man. Just do shit that I enjoy. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes you got to learn to rest, not quit.
Mm.
So I'm like, you know, people get burnt out. They're like, oh, I'm done.
Yeah,
Chuck it
yeah.
in the bin. I'm like,
Yeah.
nah, man, just rest and relax
Just
and
quick,
chill
yeah.
out. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Have you seen like people in the area starting to make their own videos and like, have you seen any of those?
I mean,
Like
yeah, you see,
podcasts and, like-
yeah, you see them every now and then.
What do you
Yeah.
think?
Oh, man, credit to anyone that can, you know, put themselves in front of a
Yeah.
camera and, you know, put content together. It's not easy.
It's not
No, it's
easy.
not
It's,
easy,
it's not easy. So
Yeah.
credit to them.
Yeah.
You know, I just hope they really think it through, because a lot of people don't realize the effects that it has on future prospects. You know, whether it's you getting into a university, you getting into a job. Bro, I've been in my YouTube days, I got rejected by a company because I was too out there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, man. Made it through all the interviews and everything. Then they did their last checks.
They
And-
saw your social media.
Yeah, they saw my YouTube videos,
Okay.
and they're like, you know, we just don't want that sort of attention. Like people coming into the store and being like, oh, aren't you that guy from YouTube? And like actually not making a
Yeah.
purchase
Yeah,
or
yeah.
doing anything. Which at the time I was like genuinely like distraught. I was like, bro, like you serious, man? But now I look back, I'm just like, yeah, cool, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do you deal with the thing?
Oh,
Maybe
but
cool.
I don't put myself in places to sort of like really like full-fledged experience it.
Right.
But you know, most of the time it's just respectful conversations. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's just really awesome just to get feedback because it just reassures that I'm doing the right things
Yeah.
as well. Yeah,
Where do you get recognized the most?
shops, man.
Like, is there any particular shop?
No, just like shopping
Broadie Shopping
centers.
Centre.
Yeah, just
Yeah, 100%.
Bro, they're
Yeah.
just used to me there. They're just oh,
They're
there he is
used
again.
to
Yeah, there he is again. My bread and milk again. We'll be feeding a farm. Yeah.
Oh, as if for the massage gun again.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Oh man, you got tip top, man. Kayo must be paying well. Nah. Yeah, just shopping centers. Honestly, like I'm a homebody. Honestly, like
Yeah.
other than the gym,
Yeah.
home, out with the boys or out with my girls, I don't do much. And anytime I do go out super early, like even like Chris is like to me, oh man, you responded to my text at like 4:15. I'm like, yeah, I'm just up
and running.
early, man.
Yeah.
2 hours in the morning is worth. No, sorry, an hour. Waking up an hour early in the morning is worth 2 hours at night.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just
100%.
get more done. No
Yeah.
distractions, no nothing.
Yeah. Still in the gym?
Yeah, sort of on and off.
On and off, yeah.
Just whenever I can get in, I get
Yeah.
in. I'm not as passionate about it anymore, man.
Is it because you feel like you've conquered it and you're like, ah,
In a way, yeah, clocked
Yeah.
it, and like now I'm sort of like, you know, I just go in because like just good for my health and well-being.
yeah,
That's it. You know, I've got no physique goals or anything like that.
Yeah,
I might, you
gotcha.
know, just do like a series on YouTube or something like
Yeah.
that. That'll be awesome. Just get absolutely diced
Mm.
again, and just show people that it can be done.
Yeah.
It's just like a lot of discipline, and you know, people succumb to the pressure of
Yeah.
of their peers.
How
Nah.
has being a father shaped your comedy?
Oh, man,
Do
it's,
are you more cautious because there's going to be a time where they grow up and they see their dad's videos out there? So are you more? Do you think about those situations?
yeah, of course, man. That, you know, that's the filter. Any decision I make in my life
Yeah.
has got to go through that filter. Yeah.
Mm.
Like if I'm saying something on this podcast, as you're asking me the question, I'm thinking, all right, cool. If this
Yeah.
pops up 5 years from now, is it going to be worth answering, get like this or answering like that? Yeah. So, but what's with my videos? It's like, if I know my videos are going to track back to my parents, that's the way I think about it. They're going to track back to my kids eventually. And plus, man, family comedy is better. If you can show something to your parents, chances are it's probably good for you. Yeah. If you're watching something and you've got to hide it from your parents or turn the volume down if like your missus is coming in or something like that, it's probably not something worth consuming.
Yeah.
And that's the
Was there
reality.
a video there where your parents or maybe your wife like, what the hell is this? To take this off? No.
Nah, man. Like I said, I'm super cautious, super, you know, like I wouldn't make something that, because it just reflects back onto you, right? You know, when I'm walking in the shops, oh, you're that guy who made videos about XYZ.
Yeah.
And if that XYZ isn't something that aligns with my values, I'm just going to be like, oh, no, I don't know what
Yeah,
you're talking
yeah,
about.
yeah.
Whilst when someone comes up to me, I'm like, yeah, man. Well, you drink, you know, you drink cappuccinos. And like, you know, like I had someone come up to me at Coles. They're like, you're that guy who hates cherry ripe. And I'm like, yeah, man. That's why they're on $1 each, man. 'Cause they're shit. Get rid of them. You know, just stuff
So
like that.
amazing,
Yeah,
man.
of course, man. You gotta have that like ping pong with your fans and the banter and everything.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you know, it keeps the audience engaged and everything like
What
that.
was your favorite chocolate? Because you always, when you do these comparison videos, the
Yeah.
last one's always your favorite.
Oh, 50-50, man.
It's most of the time. It's
Yeah.
like, you know, my favorite's always like because you've done that with the Pepsi Max one, right? You're doing this drink one, if I remember right.
Ages ago,
Ages
yeah,
ago.
of course, man.
And then it's like whoever drinks Pepsi Max is like the greatest thing since sliced bread or something like that. Because that's what you
I
like.
said when you get to heaven, there'll be a river of Pepsi Max. There. That's how good it is.
Yeah.
Look, when I make videos, there's two ways to end it. I either end it with something that will like throw people off completely and be like, oh my god, and like fall off their chair,
Yeah.
or something that are like, yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
So if you don't identify with something, you know, either way, then it's not like a good ending to a video. And like I realized that fairly quickly because I made like a video. People are like, oh man, that was a shit ending. Or like you watch a movie or like a TV show and it ends like Squid Game, perfect example. The ending was terrible.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're just like, oh, what? I don't even want to watch season 2 anymore, even though we're probably going to watch it. But still, like,
Yeah.
so I'm like, you know what? The way ends, like, I think, like, with medical students, when they're told to do a procedure, they're always told to do, like, extend it by 10 seconds where it's pain-free.
Okay.
Because people only remember the last 10 seconds of their procedure, and they're like, oh, actually, that wasn't too bad. So if I just end it in a good way, people are just going to remember that last 10 seconds of
Yeah.
the video 9 times out of 10. And, you know, people don't shit like halfway through a video. Oh, no, I've got to share this. People will share it when it gets to the end of the video.
Yeah. So you got to close it well, basically.
Exactly, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why I end up on like that note of like, hey, this is super relatable, or oh my god, I identify with this, like a strong opinion.
Mm.
Yeah. How has TikTok helped you? Because TikTok is all of a sudden everyone could be a comedian right now on TikTok, right? And I feel like your rebirth, TikTok had a lot to do with it. Would you say that's correct?
Yes and no. So initially I wasn't on TikTok. I was
Okay.
just on Instagram
Right.
for Reels. With TikTok, what happened was someone took my video from Instagram and put it on TikTok.
Right.
And now this video was on my Instagram, went on TikTok, and now I think cultivated like probably I think just short of 1 million views in 2 days.
Oh wow.
Wow.
All right. So everyone knows my face,
Yeah.
but the account, like there's nothing
It's
to
a
follow
random
because it
account,
was
yeah.
literally just an account. Had 2 videos. A video of like some dog, a video like of like the jungle, and the third video was me. Exactly, bro. So people will like see it, they'll laugh, and then they'll go on their account, they'll just see a dog, the jungle, and my face, and they won't follow it. So I'm like, all right, cool. If it's banging on TikTok, then I gotta jump on.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I just thought TikTok was like cute little dancers, wee, hoo, 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 and that's it, yeah, transition. But apparently there was room for me. So I just, I started making the content, and, you
Yeah.
know, it reaches the right people. That's a good thing about the TikTok algorithm.
Yeah.
It really pushes it towards your interests rather than who you follow.
Yeah.
Ah,
That's
right,
crazy.
right. What do you prefer though? Instagram, I'm assuming, right? OG.
TikTok because you reach a new crowd. Instagram because, bro, you only follow people on Instagram that you know.
True.
So if someone
Yeah.
follows me on Instagram,
Yeah.
it's because like this guy is funny. I want to keep seeing his shit.
Yeah.
Whilst with TikTok, it just shows you more of what you engage with.
Yeah.
So I prefer Instagram,
Mm.
but TikTok is still fun every now and then.
You always
Yeah,
look
yeah.
But I don't
angry.
consume it.
You always look angry in your videos.
So
You gotta
eyebrows,
be,
like,
man.
it's
Yeah,
like
it's
the
always
It's
Yeah.
it's the eyebrows, and you got to be captivating, man.
Right.
yeah.
Because like you obviously fan of music.
Mm.
Yeah, Tupac.
Tupac, yeah,
Of
yeah.
course. But
No.
not a fan,
No,
not a fan.
not a
All right,
fan.
cool. So he's got
Get
a
out.
really he's got a really famous song. Hit 'em up.
Hit
Okay.
'em up, yeah.
What's the most captivating thing about that song? Is the fact that right off the bat, you know, that's why I effed X Y Z.
Yeah.
Imagine he rapped that and he was like, Biggie, I slept with your wife. Nah, man. He like went right off the bat. So I'm like, I managed to sleep with your wife, ha ha ha. Whilst with the videos, it's like, these are businesses that are money laundering, and you can't change my mind.
Yeah.
Like obviously that was like a rough, I
What
don't
a
want to
concept to
blow off the
apply to your
microphone.
videos, man.
You know what I mean? So it's got to be captivating. So that's why I'm like, you know what? If I don't capture the person's attention first 5 seconds,
But it makes sense though.
It does,
It's so
yeah.
addictive. Like you
Yeah.
know, as soon as your eyebrows pop up, you're gonna say, "You
That's
can't
it.
change my mind."
It's like he's
That's
pissed at cappuccino, man.
yeah, exactly, man.
crazy.
Yeah, that's all part of the game.
and it works out really
Yeah,
well.
man. And it's worked. It keeps working. And there are some people like that hate it. They're like, man, you're always angry, and I'm just like, oh, cool, man.
It's amazing.
So it's like telling an accountant, oh man, you're always on Excel. Like, so man, you've got to be. That's how you got to do your job.
But in real life, you're quite the opposite.
That's a reaction I get from everyone. Everyone's
Yeah.
like, man, you're super timid and reserved.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yeah, man. There's certain parts of my personality that I'm like, oh man, it sounds like I've got a split personality disorder. But like when I'm with my family, I'm this
Yeah.
way. When I'm with you guys, I got to be respectful as
Yeah.
well because
Mm.
I'm coming into your space and everything. When I'm making a video, then I'm me. Tom Cruise isn't jumping around on couches all day, every day.
Yeah.
It's not Mission Impossible. Like Vin Diesel isn't.
With family all the
Yeah,
time.
exactly. So go wherever you are, you got to play your part. It's all about family.
Did you watch the new
Take out the
Fast?
Corona.
I was gonna ask that.
Did you watch the new
I
Fast?
got invited to the premiere, but bro, I'm not watching that shit. Bro, I'm not watching that shit, even for free, bro.
Did you go to the premiere?
Nah, man.
You
Bro,
rejected
they
it.
box office $316 million. So people obviously still paying for this shit. That's why they still keep making it.
Yeah.
Like people get upset that they're still making it, but people are still paying for this shit.
Yeah.
No, I didn't go, man. I only go to
Wow.
something, man.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
a premiere. Like you got offered free tickets and whatnot, right?
Yeah, free tickets and like you
You
see
said
it
no.
like I think you see it like 5 days. Nah.
He's actually from the north, man.
Man,
I'll believe
Yeah,
it, man.
I think that surprises a lot of people. Yeah, like I only do shit I actually enjoy.
Yeah.
Was it in
You
Sydney?
know, like people are like, oh, why don't you go Nobu, Meat, Wine and Co? And I'm
Yeah.
like, bro, I don't want to fucking sit there, eat like my fucking 2 pieces of sushi and a bit of rice,
I wanna
or
get
like
Katik,
eat a
man,
steak,
pay
bro.
rent.
I want to get Katik. I want to go with hairy arms, fucking hair on his chest, saying, brother, you want chili? Like, you know, like I want the full experience, bro. I don't want no, you know, like, oh, you know, hi sir, yes sir, open up the doors. And I think, bro, like all these boys I know that are going to Dubai to live there, and I'm like, bro, I don't want someone to open up the door for me. I want to, like, you know, come out of the door, do shit myself, man. So when you say I am from the north, bro, like I take full pride in it, man. And that's why, like, sometimes on my Instagram stories, I'm like, man, I'm just a kid from Glenroy.
Yeah.
Even though, like, I've got all these followers, I've got, you know, whatever, all these accolades and whatever you want to call them, subscribers, followers, audience. At the end of the day, man, I'm just a kid from Glenroy.
Yeah.
And, you know, I always say, you know, if I could wear trackies, hoodie, and Jordans for the rest of my life, that's my dream job.
Yeah.
And, you know, this...
I think that's what
funny
makes you
videos.
like relatable to a lot of us, because it's like even with the growth, you're still the same.
Oh, yeah. I try and stay as grounded as possible,
yeah.
man. Like, honestly, like I take full pride in that. I think faith also plays a bit of, you know, of a role in that. You know, being
Also
Muslim.
upbringing as well, though.
Yeah, upbringing, obviously being Muslim. You know, like just, you know, you're never better. Like I could have the most money here, but if we were to go pray, right now, we're all staying in the same line, and nothing really matters. Yeah. So to me, it's just like cool whether they're the janitor, cleaner, or whatever, or I'm a guy on TikTok or whatever. At the end of the day, man, none of this gets taken with you. So, you know, treat everyone good.
Yeah.
And you also never know, man, on the way down, you probably need those people if something happens. Yeah.
Yeah. How do you apply that balance with religion and like content creation? Because some content creation it's like it's in the grey, right? So how do you balance that with religion, especially also because ethnic background and Muslim and.
That's a good question. So that's why I don't like really publicly speak about religion, because people are like quick to say, oh, yeah, but you're Muslim. You shouldn't say this, or like. But I'll put up, I think it was a story about like liking Tim Tams. And someone, someone, I didn't get hammered. It was like someone, but like they put in like proper, like when someone just says something like a comment, I'm just like, yeah, cool, whatever. Someone is like, bro, that's got pork gelatin in it. You need to be careful, more conscious. There are Muslims that are following you. You're telling them to eat it. And I'm just like, see, like this is why I don't consciously speak about religion, because people will just like sort of try and. Right, I didn't even know that before the message. I just ate Tim Tams. I'm hungry, man. It's like midnight and I need a snack. Like I don't sit there like read the ingredients or something like that. Yeah. So like in terms of balancing it, man, I just do what's right. Yeah. Yeah.
And just stay to yourself.
Yeah, that's it, man. Stay in myself.
Do you still eat Tim Tams?
Pardon?
Do you still eat Tim Tams?
Since yesterday, no. Not anymore, man.
Which one's your favourite flavour?
Double coated, man.
Double coated.
Double coated, man. Yeah.
It has extra
that
pork
goes off.
gelatin.
I'm going to hell, man. Double the pork, man.
What's your favourite restaurant in the north?
That's a really, really good question. Definitely. Honestly, man, in the north, I don't have like. Man, that's a really good question, because honestly, like I don't have a favorite. I just honestly, I just spread the love, like to anywhere and everywhere. Like you know, I don't expect like free food or anything like that. Like I just go there, you know, try to support them, and you know, just enjoy the food and everything like that.
Have you tried Al Jannah?
Al Jannah, yeah, of course, man.
Rate it?
Man, they follow me surprisingly. I think the owners like big fans of my video.
Oh, nice.
That's what I've been told. I really enjoy. Because when they opened up in Preston, I was like, bro, I'm not going all the way to Preston. They opened up in Campbellfield. I'm like, all right, cool.
It's closer,
it's close. I'll go enjoy it.
Yeah.
And bro, it was like a line at Love Machine or Alhambra, man. It was like, bro, I'm like, where all these people come from to eat just chicken and chips, bro? Couldn't believe it. But it was worth it, man. It was nice, man.
Yeah. They got one in Craigie now as well.
Yeah. That's where I'll go now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, man.
You live around there, do you?
Greenville.
Yeah,
nice.
Man. I need a bit more space with kids, man. So I always lived in Glenroy, but now with the kids, man, moved up to Greenvale. So it's good.
Before we wrap things up, did anyone ever like stalk you to your home? Like, do you have big fans like that to just stalk you?
Nah, man. Unfortunately, I'm no Alex Pereira.
Damn.
No. Nothing too crazy or outlandish has happened. Yeah. Like I said, man, if you're a good person, you be respectful. People like no one has a reason to do it. Yeah. You do right by everyone, and you know, no one will go out of their way to sort of try and do any harm. And if they do, man, it's probably like from within. It's not actually you.
Yeah.
Anyone with ill intentions, it's usually from within, rather
100%.
than your wrongdoing.
100%.
Yeah, because people make mistakes, people say wrong things, but
100%.
it is what it is, man.
Before we wrap things up, Abdullah, do you have any last questions?
No.
Does anyone over here have any questions for him? Put you guys on the spot. Same thing as
Anything
Tyson,
that wasn't clear? No.
Nothing. All right. you know how it is, you in the podcast. The way we end it is with 10 out of interest questions, 10 rapid fire questions.
Beautiful.
I'm gonna ask you the same question as I did Alex, actually, which is Apple or Android?
Apple for content. If Apple. I'll just go with Apple.
Because the camera's better?
Camera's better, just translates well into social media.
Yeah,
Mm.
100%. Who's your favorite comedian?
Dave Chappelle.
Well, I've already answered that
Yeah.
one.
That's
What
all
a
good,
waste
man.
of a question.
That's all good, man. He's that good you can mention him twice. Go on.
Do you have a second favorite?
Good question. Nah.
No. Most famous person you've met?
Most famous person that I've met is probably Volkanovski.
Isn't Tyson more famous than him?
Oh, I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, if you think
It's
about
still,
it.
yeah, of course.
Yeah, if you
But
think about
it's
it.
very niche, right?
Yeah.
Like in probably in Australia, probably Volkanovski more
Yeah.
than Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
It'd be more recognizable, especially with UFC, the younger kids, yeah.
100%.
Because boxing is like more like of an older people's sport.
Yeah.
Like, I'm starting to appreciate boxing now. I'm
Mm.
29, so
Is it because Logan Paul and stuff went into it?
yeah, man, I'm trying to go into misfits, influencer boxing. Nah.
Teddy.
Yeah, you see me on the
nice
card, man.
boxing name though, Teddy. That's badass. That's crazy. What's your favorite food?
My favorite food, burgers.
Any particular burger? Zinger burger, maybe?
Zingers are nice. I really enjoy there used to be a Moroccan lamb burger grilled. That was really nice. Summer sunset without bacon. That's really nice as
Yeah,
well, man, from
bacon.
grilled.
Just one Tim Tam in there
Just
instead of
Tim,
bacon.
sneak a double coated one in there, man, just to make up for the deficit.
What's the best burger joint in the area?
In the area, oh man, that's a really good one, man. I really enjoy Burger Basement.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
That's in Pasco, right?
Yeah, that's in
Yeah.
Pasco, next to Pasco Girls. They make a sick burger, man.
Mm.
Nice.
They're really, really good. It's just a shame parking is
Yeah, a bit of a mess,
parking
yeah.
is enough to sort of turn me off. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Your favorite superhero?
My favorite superhero, Iron Man.
Iron Man.
Yeah.
Solid. What is your deepest fear?
My deepest fear is not living up to my potential. One of the things that I always tell myself is my parents didn't come to this country for no reason.
Yeah.
For me to just sit there and live, an average life is subjective, right? But to me, what an average life is and not fulfilling my potential, I don't compare myself with anyone. However, I think that's why I sort of came back to making videos, is like God has given me a gift and I disposed of it
Yeah.
at such a young age because of people's opinions that don't really matter.
Mm.
And then now I've come back stronger, better, and yeah, man, my fear is just not living to my full potential. And there's always the argument of, was I bigger then? Was I bigger
Yeah.
now?
Mm.
Bro, to be honest, none of that matters to me, man. So just living up, being the best version of me.
Mm.
I don't want to be the, oh man, you're like that super white guy, or you're like this
Mm.
guy. I'm one of one.
Yeah.
Trailblazer, and I'll always be that way. So yeah.
Put some inspirational music behind that one. That was solid. If you can have dinner with anyone, who would it be?
If I could have dinner with anyone, who would it be? Are we talking just like dead or alive?
Anyone.
Anyone?
Dead or alive.
Honestly, I really enjoy having dinner with my family, my wife and daughters.
That was very
Yeah,
beautiful.
man, that was yeah, bro. I don't, I just enjoy the company
Yeah.
that I have. We live in a time where people just don't want to be around their partners and kids.
Mm.
Yeah.
For me, man, I just try and soak it in, because I know one day my daughters will be, a little older, too cool for dad.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I'm just trying to really enjoy every moment with
Yeah.
them, and I think the main factor that sort of changed from like me starting videos to now is my wife, man.
Yeah.
Like honestly, she changed my life for the better. Special shout out to her. Like a lot of people, just sort of like discount what a woman can do for a man, but what she's done for me, to me, and like she's just elevated everything in my life, man. And yeah, man, have dinner with them any other day, man. Everyone else is irrelevant.
It's amazing. Just having burgers with them, huh?
And man,
That's
if it
solid.
means just going to them with grilled
Yeah.
and just having peace and quiet, that'll be awesome,
That's
man.
beautiful. Because we spoke about Fast and Furious, what's your favorite Fast and Furious movie? Which
Tokyo
one?
Drift, man.
Tokyo Drift.
I think Tokyo
Yeah.
Drift, just because of like the hype factor at the time.
Yeah.
And I'd
Just
love to go
different.
Japan, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, very different.
It
I
was
think
very
anything like that brings out like a different type of experience, like culture, because it was like centered around like obviously him going to Tokyo,
Yeah.
living
Mm.
there,
Yeah.
and they really like. There was a bit of a storyline of him going to Tokyo, not really liking it,
Mm.
and then stumbles upon this car
Yeah.
scene, and it just blows up. Right? It's a good storyline, and I don't watch movies for that reason nowadays because most of the storylines are dead. You feel like every movie they're just ticking boxes. Oh, you know, man, we need a Pakistani guy. Yeah, bring him in. You know, we need a black woman and we need a scarfed lady.
Yeah.
But but actually they're this gender. They do this, they do that. So, oh man, it just feels. Or maybe I'm just because as a content creator, I just really overanalyze this stuff, which is a blessing and a curse. Every time I'm watching any type of content, I'm usually analyzing. It's like the way an athlete watches tape. That's me with content. Which is a blessing because I improve myself, but it's a curse because I can't actually sit there and enjoy something for what it is.
Most famous person on your phone?
Most famous person on my phone? I don't do numbers, man. It's very old school. Yeah.
Just DM.
That's it. Yeah, just DMs. Just plain and simple, man. Go with the times. I feel like with the phone number, it's very intimate. That's why I always say, like, whenever my mates are like, oh, you know, I'm speaking to this girl. Have you got her number? Nah. It's like, bro, you don't know someone unless you have their number. So I feel like with the number, it's very personal. And with me, man, I've got all notifications off on my phone except for my phone number. Right. So unless you can call me and text me, you won't be able to reach me.
That's crazy.
Oh, wow.
Because that's what that matters. So if I give you my number, it's because, like, you know, that's a sense of urgency. You know, in terms of like most people that are famous, I guess. What are they going to do? Sit there and FaceTime? I barely FaceTime my wife, let alone. I hate talking on the phone. Full stop, man. So yeah, man.
That's crazy.
But DMs definitely, man.
Right.
Instagram and everything.
100%. Okay. Last question. What advice would you give your 18-year-old self?
The way you do something is the way you do everything. So take pride in everything that you do moving forward. That's what I would tell myself. Because I think whilst I was younger, like I said, I took a lot of things for granted. Did it very sloppily. Whether it was my studies. Like if I could go back, I wish I could finish year 12. I didn't finish year 12. If I could go back and, you know, like everything that I did, I wish I put in like 100% effort instead of just, 70%, I'll just come in, tick the boxes and go home. Because how you do something is how you do everything. And honestly, like that's my motto, like even like now moving forward. You know, I give my 100% no matter where I go, whether it's, you know, like cleaning at home or whether it's just even doing a podcast, making a video. If it's not 100%, it's not worth it. And there's many videos that I've canned because I'm like, right, this is terrible. You know, this is just a reflection of my, like, people can feel a connection of how authentic someone is online. And when you see people like posing with like all these supercars and everything, you're like, man, they're not really like that. Whilst, you know, when you see someone who's authentic and everything, they feel that connection. So for me, I'm always about delivering that energy. So putting 100% into everything that I do.
That's a great message. On that note, Teddy, thank you so much for jumping on the Out of Interest podcast. Round of applause, everyone. Come on. Thank you, Teddy.
Thanks, Ted.
Thank you.
We wish you the best, and I guess we'll be scrolling on TikTok and looking at your face
Done, man.
for the foreseeable future.
Done, man.
And
Hopefully.
good luck with Kayo. Good luck with everything else.
Thank you very much, man. Hopefully you guys enjoy the content moving forward.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Ted.